Okay, ladies and gentlemen, hello! Welcome back to another commentary at the start of a stream. I've actually done this 4 times in a row now. It's good for me. So, we are with the Milkman, and he's playing in the Emil Ii on Siegfried line. I swear to God, if the volume is a 4th time bad, am I gonna have to boop? I'm probably gonna boot this. Yep, the volume's bad again. Okay, cool. So, we good? Yes. Okay, Siegfried line. This is a map that I don't like. I don't like it at all. In fact, oddly enough, the only game mode I enjoy on this map is the assault game mode, which somehow works out to be one of the most balanced game modes of that type on any map, which is weird. Either way, the reason I don't like this map is because half of it is completely irrelevant. The 1 to the 6 line, basically, or 1 to the 5 line, the entire field, I feel, is largely pointless, and as a result, it means that the only thing that matters in this map, I find, is often the town. And the town is quite small and dense, and as a result, you end up feeling like you can't do much in anything but a top tier heavy. However, we are in a top tier heavy. In fact, we are in the only top tier heavy in the game. The Emil Ii in a tier 9 game with only 2 tier 9s on each team. That is a recipe for lots and lots of success, and we've already had a bit of it. T30 for 100, dying after making what was, to be quite honest, a foolish play. And I must say, seeing an IS-6 now is a rare thing, mainly because it's so incredibly insignificant in the current meta of the game. Should we do a tank review of the Emil? Because it's a tank, a heavy tank, with 12 degrees of gun depression. That's an unlucky bounce off the turret there. 12 degrees of gun depression at tier 9. That's just incredible. It's better than any other tier 9 heavy tank in the game, by quite a margin, alright? 215mm of frontal turret armor, 60 at the side, 30 at the rear. Hull is 80 at the front. Unlucky again. 60 at the side and 30 at the rear. Now, funnily enough, the Emil II, but 1 tier lower than this tank, has 20mm thicker frontal hull armor. That said, the hull armor on this thing does boast a bit of a pike nose, as you can see right here, so the armor value is a tiny bit better. And on the tier 8, it has 20mm of side armor. 20. Put that in perspective, you can overmatch that with an E25. So if you ever see an Emil II and you think, oh no, it's frontal armor, shoot it in the side, between the tracks, and you will overmatch the hell out of it. Because, you know, 20mm of side armor on a heavy tank. That's legitness. Alright, what are we seeing here? Well, we're seeing the 12 degrees of gun depression. We're seeing 215mm of frontal turret armor, which on paper doesn't seem that impressive. And yet, look at the fucking angle! Yes, I'm pausing it because angle is important, right? 215mm of frontal turret armor. Just, like, straight on, like this. It is over 300mm. Right there, 320, or something like that right now. And that beautiful little... Not to alarm anyone, but the spiky bit on the end of my keyboard has just stabbed into my ankle. Okay. Beautiful work on the TVP. Alright. I believe... let me just finish my monologue about the chariot armor of this thing. Ironically, contrary to something like a M103, right? Which, I mean, Ian, can you quickly give me your opinion on the M103?
It sucks.
Yeah, that's basically it.
When trying to...
Yeah, it's
turret armor.
Turret armor, that's the thing. Like, its cheeks can be penned, but that's not what we're focusing on. We're focusing on the top of the chariot, which is massive, right? It's got a big old bump on the top, which is a weak spot. It's a cupola, right? But the thing about the M103 and its 8 degrees of gun depression is when you use it, right, that weak spot disappears, and you can see that principle on the Emil here. Watch, if I angle, you can no longer see that. But the thing is, that's not a weak spot on this tank. And so while in the M103 you actually hide the weak spot by using your gun depression, in the Emil, believe it or not, you actually expose your weak point by using the extent of your gun depression, because these cupolas right here, because the turret tilts down, they actually come up when the turret tilts. And those cupolas are the only weak spot on the top of this turret from the front. So, yeah, that's an odd thing. You'd think use more gun depression to hide your weak spots? No, not the case in the Emil. So, and this Leo, I don't know what he's attempting. You can see a lot of replay bugs, because this replay is from 9.17. Tried to wiggle there to avoid the Leo tracking him. Leo got him anyway. And this is a tight situation. He is thoroughly surrounded. Trags got blown off. Decides to lower himself back down. And what are you looking in terms of gun performance? Well, 252mm of pen with standard APCR is standard on this tank. 300mm with premium heat. 4 shells in the magazine, 400 alpha damage, giving a clip potential of 1,600. 3.33 second shell delay. 0.38 accuracy and a 2.8 second aim time. It's far from a remarkable gun, but combined with the turret, the gun depression and the armor, that's what's remarkable about this tank. That said, getting it into a position where it can perform is tough with a 520 horsepower engine. That said, this is a light heavy tank. It's around 40 tons max, so gives it a horsepower per ton ratio of about 14, I think. So it's fairly mobile, it's meh. It is the king of meh mobility, I would say. I don't enjoy this thing's mobility, but I can't curse it out for anything. And now we got long distance shooting now with 0.38 accuracy and a 2.8 second aim time. Nah. But that said, he's shooting at a Lerva here. And the Lerva, I believe, fired high explosive at him, which is interesting. And you know what I like? Personally, I like the fact that this is telling me that the T-29 fired heat. Is it? Or is that the damage that he's done? Because T-29 can load heat on a grand total of none of its guns. So, either I'm being stupid, which is always a possibility. That said, look at this. 5 kills, 6,400 damage. Potentially, actually probably a lot less than that, because I reversed it when you're playing. It's probably counting the same damage twice, so just bear that in mind. But he's got 5 tanks to deal with, 12 degrees of gun depression, and he wants to go for the Lerva, but it would have been a foolish play with those tanks so far out wide. And with that Lerva cresting, is he gonna come over? Is he gonna do it? He can't risk it. And you'll notice he's got a broken gun right now. T-49, massive overcommitment by that guy. And the Lerva's coming over as well. The Bulldog must still be out on the side. You can see these heat shells plowing into the Lerva. And the Bulldog doesn't want to start in the open now. The Emil II at this point will have one shell left. One shell left with a broken gun. And the Bulldog, does he think he's reloading or something? We won't know, but it's an endless mystery to me as to why people overcommit in situations like that, as opposed to just waiting for his team. They've got a T-34-3 on their team with 4 kills. He clearly knows what he's doing. And an Archie as well. Literally the only thing that Bulldog and the T-34-3 had to do was kite him. Spot him from distance, proxy spot him around a building, do anything. Play for your arty support, but no, they all overcommitted, they all made foolish plays, and as a result, the Milkman is on 8 kills and is looking to sweep up. And the Centurion poses a question in chat, is it an OP tank or a good player? Well, as ever with these remarkable games, I don't find it to be either of the two. It is, in fact, a display of subpar competence from the enemy team that results in the ability of any player, good or bad, to perform to this standard. You need both your team and the enemy team to contain just the perfect amount of stupid to do well. And this kind of well, indeed. Right. So, I ask you, what would you do in a situation like this? He obviously doesn't want to leave the town. 380 meters of view range on the Emil here is not remarkable. I'm going to see if I can put my keyboard tray back in the holder here. Bear with me. Oh, hopefully it won't fall and kill me again. Alright. But you can see he's skirting the range now. He doesn't want to be approached. And I don't think he is running optics on this tank. I think it's more likely that vents are the equipment of choice. And he's just seen what I saw a couple of seconds before. And T-34-3 not blessed with gun depression. But he does find a hit. And that is very lucky with this. This gun would, a broken gun especially. Now he's encroaching. T-34-3 does have a very long reload. I think along the grounds of 10 seconds. But he's on 147 health. And I'll remind you, this is patch 9.17. The arty has not been nerfed. It will smack the crap out of you. Unlucky bounce there, but you should be able to pick that. No! Again! 1 shell left. 1 shell, and the arty has got to be ready to drop a bomb right now. You gotta chase him, and T-34-3 is finally playing right. He is kiting, playing for his arty support. Oh my god. And here comes said arty. Misses completely. But at the same time, the Milkman takes this shell. And now, is he counting? It's a time for the Deadpool quote. Someone's not counting. Bounce! You don't shoot the tongue out of this thing. Shoot anywhere. Shoot down on the upper hull. Shoot the side. And the T-34 has got to know he's reloading at this point. I mean, and it's a 40-second reload on this tank. It is not something that you can just brush off. 40 seconds. This isn't a TVP. He's gonna kite this guy, and there's the reload. T-34, and he just stalled for far too long, allowing the reload on the Emil II, and that was a fun game. But again, I'll say, one that relied as heavily as ever upon the incompetence of other players as much as the skill of Milkman here. Not that I'm taking anything away from his performance. He did pretty well. There weren't many occasions in this game where he really put a foot wrong. And often, that's all you need to do in World of Tanks to come out with a successful result. But, that said, playing well or playing competently doesn't merit you results like this very often indeed. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. It has been a pleasure. I'm going to go and put a plaster on my foot. And, yeah, farewell.